Should you go away when your sweet boy is asking you to? Maybe asking is not exactly the right word. Yelling at you to go away, maybe. Um, the other day I was working with a client. He was telling me about his little guy who is, I think, 3, and he was really upset about something. And the dad was moving in close and trying to be present and letting him know that he was there. And the little guy was saying, "Leave me alone, leave me alone." And the dad came back to me and said, "Should I leave him alone?" I mean, my oldest was like, "Why aren't you listening to him? You're not leaving him alone. You're not listening to his words. You're not respecting his words." And I thought, this is a complicated situation. It's one that many of us, probably all of us, encounter on our parenting journey. And I want to just go into it a little bit. So, the first thing that I want to say is that we tend to put an inordinate amount of value on words as a means of communication, and let like every other thing go, like look at my hands and look at my facial expressions and listen to my tone of voice, right? All of these things contribute to how you are hearing me right now. So one thing that I really like to tell my clients is that, yes, your sweet boy might be saying, "Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone," but then I'll say, "Well, what's he doing when he's saying that? What is his body doing? What does he sound like? What else is going on?" And so many times the story that comes back to me is, "Yeah, I don't get it because he's actually sitting in my lap. In fact, he's hanging on to me, or he's pushing his body up against mine, and he's saying, 'Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, go away.'" And this is confusing, right? This is confusing as a parent. What I believe in that situation is that there are different factors at play. One of the factors at play is that he doesn't feel comfortable with the big feelings he's feeling. None of us do. I mean, who wants to be upset? It's not very fun. And because emotional memory doesn't have a timestamp, it's like whatever triggered that upset, like whatever it is he's feeling like he's upset about right now, probably isn't 100% about what's happening in the moment, and more likely a trigger about something that happened in the past. And that hurt that set in, that upset that set in for him is kind of stuck in there. And because your loving attention is present and you are able to hold that space for him to have these big feelings, the feelings are coming out, and when they come out they feel just as bad as they felt when the hurt set in. So this can get confusing with us because as a parent we feel like, "Oh my god, I'm like torturing my child. What's going on here? He's really upset and he's telling me to go away." And you might actually, if you do go away, you might even notice that he does calm down. Maybe not, but often that'll happen. Why does that happen? Because he no longer has your loving attention. There's not that safety anymore to be able to release the hurt. At least that's how I see it. And that's how I've seen it play out in the thousands of families that I've worked with. One guideline that I like to share with parents is that I found that you can practice staying as far away as you can, such that your child is still able to feel your presence. And then you can move closer from there. So the idea isn't that you're like pushing yourself upon him when he's saying, "Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone." But that you can start out by staying kind of far away, like maybe he's on the bed and you're standing by the door, for example. But what might very well happen is that he might move towards you. If that doesn't happen, but he's just sort of sitting and the feelings have stopped, right? He's no longer crying or he's not upset anymore. What you might notice is that if you move towards him a little bit, that upset will start again. So what that tells me is that there's still gunk in there. There's still gunk stuck in this emotional system that needs to come out, or that, let's just say, if it came out, he would be able to move more peacefully through the world. So you might take a step forward, not again forcing yourself upon him, but just noticing that as your presence moves a little bit closer and he feels it a little bit more deeply, those feelings might come out again. And you can kind of play with this. So from your perspective, like, you don't want to feel like you're pushing yourself upon him and you're not being respectful of him, but you also don't want to be respectful of words when his behaviors are telling you that he needs your presence, right? So it's like his words might be saying, go away, but his behaviors are saying, I need you, I need you. You want to listen to the behaviors. It doesn't confuse him. It doesn't make him feel like you're not listening to him. That's not what's going on. In fact, I remember keenly as a young child being so mad at my mom. I was screaming and yelling. I don't know if she remembers this. She's probably watching this video. I remember exactly where we were in the kitchen. I remember she was sitting on a stool by the kitchen counter, and I was screaming, go away, leave me alone, I hate you, like all of these things. And she was just staying really calm, which was amazing. I don't know how she did that. And I kept saying, like, go away, go away. But I remember keenly having this feeling inside, like, oh my God, what if she listens to me? Please don't go away. Like, I need you here right now. And so, having experienced that personally and having that really clear memory as a child for myself, and also having heard that from other adults, and having watched so many parents go through the healing process with their sweet boys, I really believe that we do need to not get confused about the words and listen to behaviors, because usually what's happening is, like, your sweet boy is stuck in these behaviors that are getting in the way of him being able to function beautifully in the world, right? They're somehow holding him back, whether they're holding him back from making friends or succeeding in school or reaching his potential or whatever it is, they are getting in the way. And if we just sort of listen to him and say, like, oh, okay, well, he just wants me to leave him alone, I'll leave him alone, I don't feel like we're doing him a service at all. I feel like we're actually keeping him or allowing him to stay stuck in his fears, and we don't want to do that. So those are a few of my gazillion thoughts about what to do when your sweet boy says, leave me alone, go away. I hope this is helpful. I would love to hear your comments. Please comment below and let me know what your experiences have been. Bye for now.